It is time for the second half of our doubleheader of action at Marian University this afternoon as the Marian University Knights take on the Taylor Trojans in Crossroads League play. Alongside Jan Bozier, my name is Greg Rakestraw. Thank you so much for joining us. And simply put, Jan, Marian is coming off their best win of the season as they knocked off Grace in convincing fashion here on Tuesday night.
No question about it, a signature victory. I'll tell you, the Knights are playing really well. They got 4 guys, Greg, shooting behind the arc at 43 or better. They're putting up just shy of 80 points a game. The offense is clicking.
It's a Marian team that I'm not sure if they have that go-to guy, but they've got so many sources for head coach Scott Heady. 11 players in uniform. All of them are likely to get into the game at a given time. But a guy that took advantage of a 5th year, coming back for an extra season, seemingly kicking into high gear down the stretch, that is Christian Stewart of Roncalli. He now leads them in scoring at just shy of 17 points per game.
You know, you can never underestimate the experience that what it brings to your ball club, the leadership, and he's just putting up phenomenal numbers, shooting the ball incredibly well, making great game decisions.
This is a Taylor University team that, by their own lofty program standards, is not having a season to remember. They are 8-14 for head coach Josh Andrews. They are 4-7 in Crossroads League play. But Jason Hubbard, their 6'6 senior post player, he is as good as any player in the league. 22 points and 9 rebounds a contest.
Yeah, no question about it. He's putting up some big numbers. Let me tell you something. Taylor has nothing to lose here. You know they're going to come in and play loose. You know they're going to give it everything they have. I tell you, Marian has to play a good ball game today.
We will have the starting lineups coming up in a matter of moments. Today is also Alumni Day, so you see some of the past great Marian teams being recognized before today's contest. John Grimes is part of that group you see underneath the basket currently. Let's turn it over to the public address voice of the Marian Knights, Mark Cardosi, for our pregame festivities.
And his teammates. 1 year ago, we lost a member of the Marian University community, James Gardner. James was a part of the Marian men's basketball program from 1999 to 2002 and will be remembered as one of the best. He helped lead his teams to a national tournament appearance, was a second-team All-American, received Newcomer of the Year award in the Mid-Central College Conference. In addition, James averaged 16.9 points per game, amassed 130 blocks, which stands second all-time in program history. James was a great teammate and a joy to be around. In honor of James's memory, we ask that you please rise and join us in recognizing a moment of silence. Thank you.
Again, that is in honor of James Gardner. You know his brother Jason very well, the former Indiana Mr. Basketball coach at IUPUI, coach North Central. James was a fantastic player here in the Marian college days in the late 90s, early 2000s for head coach John Grimes. He passed away earlier in 2021. Good to see his family on hand and for him to be recognized here in this fashion this afternoon.
Yeah, it's quite the athletic family, but I'll tell you what, a loss for sure. He was really, I can remember watching him play here at Marian, quite honestly, really a good ball player.
In my days of doing the radio for Franklin College, back in those days, the D3 and the NAIAs played each other a lot more than they do now. I remember James winning a game on a game-ending dunk, like literally drove the lane and throw it home to end a game at Franklin College. A fantastic player. Let's get back to Mark Cardosi for the introduction of today's starting lineups first for the visitors from Taylor.
Ohio, number 0, Jason Hubbard. At guard, a 6'1 sophomore from Lawrenceburg, Indiana. Number 2, Gavin Yoon. At guard, a 6'2 sophomore from Washington, Indiana. Number 4, Grant Niehaus. At guard, a 6'1 freshman from Hamilton, Ohio. Number 10, Jackson Lewis. At guard, a 6'4 senior from Woodburn, Indiana. Number 34, Aaron Hahn. The Trojans head coach in his 9th season is Josh Andrews. Ladies and gentlemen, starting lineups for the Taylor University Trojans. At guard, a 6'1 junior from Richmond, Indiana. Number 2, Christian Harvey. At guard, a 6'2 senior from Indianapolis, Indiana. Number 5, Tyree Johnson. At guard, a 6'6 senior from Boys Town, Indiana. Number 23, Luke Goldman. Rounding out the ninth starting lineup, a 6-foot senior guard from Indianapolis, Indiana. Number 30, Christian Stewart. The Knights head coach in his 5th season is Scott Cuddy.
He's done since he took over this program, following Todd Licklider and Carson Harris after that. Scott, of course, making the jump from Carmel High School and has instantaneously made this program once again successful. Lone change in the starting lineup since the last time that we saw Marian. A couple of weeks ago, Luke Goldman reinserted in the starting lineup. He was a starter for a good chunk of last season. I'm sure we'll see a lot of Jacob Wiley, the transfer from Division I UIC, off the bench. But Goldman very much a steady hand for Coach Hetty.
Yeah, I'll tell you, when they announced a few years back that Coach Hetty was getting this job, I immediately thought, man, that is the absolute perfect choice for this university and all his knowledge of the game, what he's been able to do at different places, and his, all the connectivity he has around the state. Perfect fit for Marian.
Had a good look at Josh Andrews on the sidelines, and to his immediate right, that is Stan Doherty. Of course, his son Travis, a longtime high school basketball coach. Stan himself, a longtime high school basketball coach, has spent time in the college ranks as well. Good to see him on the staff of Taylor as well. Thanks for joining us for Marian University basketball here on ISC and Comcast Xfinity Cable Channel 81. Malik Edmonds finding Tyree Johnson, who turns down the look at the goal. Edmonds will do no such thing. Drives, blocking foul because the defender is in the semicircle. Count the bucket for Malik Edmonds.
I think Marian has some really good athleticism on this ball club, and he is certainly one of those. Edmonds really does a good job of moving without the ball and getting to the rim.
Malik, the second leading scorer for the Knights on the season at 14 points a game. He was an Indiana All-Star 2 years ago at Brownsburg High School. Misses the free throw, which is rare. He is a 71% free throw shooter. This is Jason Hubbard. Again, one of the better players in the Crossroads League at 22 points per game. Jackson Lewis, a 6-foot freshman, averaging over 3 assists a contest. 3-point try for Taylor is left short. That is Aaron Hahn, a senior from Woodland High School. He was a good 3-point shooter at 45%. Simply left that one short. Edmonds likes the matchup. Missed the drive, but Goldman picks up the loose change. Here's Johnson, the former North Central Panther. Stewart couldn't save it. And Hubbard, hello. Had a teammate in front of him. His teammate was not going to throw it down in that fashion. That was going to be all Hubbard.
He wanted to get on TV for that one.
Again, he is a top-of-the-line player. This is our second time having Taylor on ISC this year. We saw them at IU Kokomo very early in the season. Back on November the 9th, it was a Taylor team that lost a series of close games early in the year. Goldman turns down the three. Former Floyd Central Highlander. Great basket cut by Edmonds, who lays it up and in.
And that's the other thing Marian does such a great job of making the extra pass.
So both buckets so far by Edmonds to make it 4-2. Here's Hahn going to work. Goldman draws a defensive assignment on Hubbard on the switch. Jump shot. You can live with that if you're Marian.
Oh, absolutely.
Rebound by Christian Harvey, the former Richmond Red Devil. Trailer three for Stewart. In and out, no good. Christian shooting 43% from three-point range, and this is his 5th season in a Marian uniform. Lewis lets fire a three, and that's good. Lewis averaging 5 points a contest as a team. Taylor, 33% from three-point range. They make 7.5 a game. And second meeting of the year between these two teams. First one coming back in December. Edmonds going to work. Goldman for three, high arcing three that does not go. Goldman only averages 3 points a contest, but pulls home 4.5 rebounds. Hubbard poked away by Edmonds, it'll stay. Taylor basketball.
Well, we're already seeing the athleticism of Hubbard. You talked about his scoring ability, and man, does he have a quick step to the bucket.
By the way, Marian won this game at Taylor by 15, 67-52 when they played back in early December. Steal by Harvey. Harvey flying down the floor. Harvey, and it's either a foul or a travel, and it's a travel. Blows a tire.
Well, that's a shame because he had a nice look at the rim and just lost his footing. Boy, you see right there that left foot did not grab at all.
Well, thankfully, though, it released.
Yeah.
Because if it doesn't,
he's twisted.
He's in a tough spot.
That's for sure. Twisted something he didn't want to twist.
Christian Stewart had 17 the last time these two teams got together. Gavin Yoon was the intended target that time, but Tyree Johnson got in the way, and it's the second Taylor turnover. Taylor trying to get it right back. Edmonds able to save it. Throws it off a Hahn. It'll remain Marian ball.
Coach Hattie telling his ball club to settle down a little bit. While they're getting great movement, being just a little careless with their passing right now.
Edmonds, a capable three-point shooter, so when he shows that look, you got to guard that. And a foul going to be called. There was a mouse in the house as Lewis got switched up on Edmonds, and Lewis picks up the whistle.
Well, you can see what Taylor wants to do here. They're really trying to be really physical in the paint right now against Marian.
20 on the shot clock after the foul.
Lewis and Stewart really going after it.
Goldman on the basket cut. Missed it, but got it back. Shot blocked by Hahn. It will stay with Marian. That was off the hands of Hubbard. And that will lead us to our first media timeout. 3 on the shot clock when the Knights inbound the basketball after this short timeout. As you're watching Marian University basketball on ISC and Comcast Xfinity, cable channel 81.
Is your building haunted or infested with icky snakes? Then tear it down. The Raise Trash Demolition Squad can flatten buildings up to 3 stories tall. Whether it's a commercial or residential structure, the Raise Trash Demo experts will make it go boom. And with their roll-off containers, they'll haul away the mess quicker than you can say, hey, there used to be a building there. Bring your old fire trap to its knees with Raise Trash.
RaiseTrash.com.
Raise Trash.
Pepsi's always had great taste. Today, try great taste with zero sugar. This is the Pepsi with zero compromises. This is Pepsi Zero Sugar.
Back inside the PE Center, Greg Rakestraw, Jan Bozier with you. More with us earlier, the women's team for Marian without their top player, Namani Guy. Won a second consecutive game without her. Won a 18th consecutive game in total as they bumped their record to 20-2. They defeated Taylor 57-50. Then trying to make it a sweep of the afternoon, just getting started in this contest.
Taylor doing a lot of switching defensively to try to get through all these screens by Marian.
Stewart did not hit the rim, and that was the shot clock violation. Taylor had probably hoped to just let that one play out.
The shot clock can be a defender sometimes.
Stewart's effort was off the side of the backboard. Right now, Marian tied for third in the Crossroads League at 7-4. Potentially can catch St. Francis for the number 2 spot, knowing that Marian hosts St. Francis coming up in about a week or so. Jacob Wiley and Hayden Langcable will check in. Tyree Johnson and Luke Goldman will check out. Catch and shoot for Yoon is good. It's a 2. Gavin Yoon gets the bucket. And again, they stop the play just to make sure, hey, that's a 2, not a 3. Gavin Yoon was an outstanding football and basketball player at Lawrenceburg High School. We'll get a good look at exactly where he was on that shot. Yep,
no doubt about it.
Foot was inside the line, going to be behind both of them. And the pleasure covering a lot of Gavin's games at Lawrenceburg with our friends at ETC Sports in the day. Pull up by Harvey, that is off to the left, and rebound by Lewis. Jan, I'm at the age where I have covered Gavin and his brother's career and their dad's career at Franklin College as well.
Well, once you get my age, then you can't
grandkids. Yeah,
grandkids.
I've got that to look forward to. Thank you.
And grandpas.
Niehaus will trigger the inbounds pass for Taylor. Young man from Washington, Indiana. He's a sophomore. Hubbard trying to go to work. Stewart got in the way. And that ball was deflected, so Niehaus can go track it down. Shot clock at 8. Up and under. And there's a Euro step, and then there's a travel. That was the left.
No doubt about that one. Good call by the official.
And again, in all levels of college basketball, they have tried to only make those calls in the feeling of it was obviously a travel. That was the case there.
Well, Marian not shooting the ball great from outside just yet.
That was, I think they did very well against Grace, and you have to against Grace to keep up with them offensively on Tuesday night. To your point, Jan, Marian is 2 of 8 from the floor. Mismatch here, and Wiley had the right idea, just lost the handle. Third Marian turnover. Hubbard stripped by Harvey. Harvey hoped it was off his leg. It was not. It will remain Trojans ball.
Hubbard gets the ball in the court, man. He's going.
Yeah.
He's going.
Again, you have to recruit basically almost at a Division I level in this league at this point. Hubbard is that type of kid at Taylor. Yoon will pull from 17, and that one, was it blocked? No, out of bounds to Marian. It's a Marian team that averages scoring 78 a game. They're sitting on 4, 6 minutes in.
Yeah, they're just kind of stagnant right now offensively.
Jeff Clayton will check in, next stoppage in play for Taylor. I'm sure he's got some friends and family here today because he played at Ben Davis High School. Lane Cable, a more than capable three-point shooter. Same for Stewart. Couldn't get that one to go. Knights are 0 of 4 from behind the arc in the early going. Hubbard will let it fire from there and make it.
Wow.
I'm not sure there's anything to do about that.
No, pretty well guarded. He's got pretty good length. Hard to defend that shot.
He is so capable getting to the basket and posting up. Almost have to give him that one, even though he can clearly knock it down.
Well, at every level, Greg, and you and I have seen this. Whoa, look out. When you have such a huge signature win like Grace, I'm sure as a coach, your concern is how will we play the next game? I'm not saying it's bad yet, but clearly not the start for the Knights he wanted.
Jacob Kinsey will check in. 30-second timeout taken by Marian. Kinsey and Clayton both in for Taylor. That is a fair point. This 30-second timeout presented by AAA Roofing. When it rains, it pours. So trust the pros at AAA Roofing. That's who we call. And simply put, for Marian, they're getting good looks. They're not falling. They're 2 of 10 to start the game.
Yeah, and they're just maybe a half step slow in their offense. They usually are really quick in their movement on that motion offense, and you can just feel the rhythm's just not 100% just yet. Hopefully it will get that way. But what you got to be guarded against is a team like Taylor, who has absolutely nothing to lose coming in here and would love to take one from Marian.
And we referenced where Marian is in the standings. Taylor is currently in 8th. They're in the last spot that makes the conference tournament. There's a 2-game cushion between them and Goshen in terms of 8 and 9 in the league. Niehaus, long 2 does not go, and Lane Cable with the rebound. Here's Wiley, one of 3 Division I transfers on this roster for Marian this season. Now Stewart Not much there. Great tie-up and steal. And another turnover. That's 5 committed so far by Marian. And that is far from their MO. Hubbard traveled. Well defended by Edmonds. 4th Taylor turnover.
Well, I mentioned it earlier, but you're seeing it in the half-court defense out of Taylor. Really being aggressive, really trying to really physical Marian down low. The way you help that out is pick it up just a little bit in that half-court offense. Really get good spacing, a lot of movement.
Another one of those D1 transfers, Nolan Foster in. Young man from Michigan, played at Ohio University at 6'10". Lane cable for 3 and couldn't get that one to go. Foster got sent to the floor. That'll be a foul against the Trojans. That'll be against Jeff Clayton.
Well, look how far we are into this first period. Stewart still with no points on the board.
Luke Huffer now will check in for Taylor. Max Gizzi will do the same for Marian. All-time leading scorer in the history of New Pal High School. Max's mom and dad played college basketball at LaSalle. His mom is the girls basketball coach at New Pal.
And his sister's pretty good too.
Yes, she is.
Family affair.
Yeah, if you're in the family, you can hoop. Max getting some extra playing time this year. Luke Heddy taking a redshirt season for Marian.
There you go.
Wiley on the bucket.
And that's what you do. When you're not shooting the ball well, be patient, get it inside.
First player other than Edmonds to get a bucket today for Marian. 10 in uniform for the Knights today. Hubbard from the elbow.
Boy, he's just a difference maker for Taylor.
He is going to get his. I think the question for Taylor always is, who else is going to cash in? He's good for about 20, 25 every time he steps on the floor. Stewart's got it.
There you go. That's what you need right there. When your leader senses you need something, they step up.
Stewart, 43% from three-point range. And he is climbing the charts every game he plays in terms of various records at Marian. Here's Kinsey, who played for Dave McCullough at Shenandoah. Now Yoon trying to get downhill. Tough lefty shot, does not go, and Stewart with the rebound. Trying to slip it to Foster and eventually catches it. Now Gizzi stepped on the sidelines as he made his move to the bucket. You can live with that mistake if you're Marian. That is 6 Knights turnovers, and they average less than 11 a game.
Well, that's always been a hallmark of Coach Heddy Ball Club. Yep. Very few mistakes. You just don't beat yourself.
He's coaching at Carmel, Warren Central, Connorsville. Yoon the 3.
I tell you, Taylor right now is playing really loose.
Yoon is first made 3, third made 3 for the Trojans. They enjoy a 6-point lead. Wiley will pull from 15. Good look that wouldn't go. Brody Whitaker will check in next stoppage and play for the Knights.
Coach Heddy really trying to find a combination that can get this offense started.
It's one of those things you got to believe it's just going to click at some point for Marian. There'll be a blocking foul on Wiley, which will be his second. He's had both fouls called against Marian so far. Here comes Whitaker. Whitaker, the all-time leading scorer in the history of Greencastle High School, that checks in, gives Stewart a breather. Whitaker averaging 5.5 points in his rookie campaign with the Knights. It's isolation for Hubbard.
Yep, clear out.
Yoon, great hustle by Gizzi, rips the ball away, but then they're going to say that Gizzi kicked it, so it'll be Taylor ball. Tyree Johnson will come back in momentarily for the Knights. Marian 4 of 14 to start this game offensively. Lane Cable will take a seat. Taylor 6 of their first 11 and 3 of their first 4 from three-point range. Yoon again Not that time. And Wiley's got some gifts, doesn't he?
He does.
he was hanging in the air to get that rebound.
He does. You don't teach that.
Missed one. Couldn't get a second opportunity for the native of Houston. Hubbard has a lane.
Hello. Wow. That young man's putting it together, Greg.
He's got 9. The lead is 8 for Taylor. Saw that one coming.
Marian's got to get a wake-up call here.
Whitaker will pull from 15 and miss everything.
Wow.
Edmonds and Goman will check back in at the next stoppage in play. Hubbard got fouled.
Look out. I tell you, you can see his body language right now. He's really comfortable.
Again, this has not been a vintage season for Taylor, but he is a really good basketball player. As Hubbard and a full timeout taken by Marian, we will step aside. The Trojans enjoying a double-digit lead early. As you're watching on ISC and Comcast Xfinity Cable Channel 81.
I went to Marian for the education, but what I took away was the experience.
Marian University is like a home to me.
Plus, downtown Indy is just 10 minutes away from campus.
Marian University offers an exceptional education and an unforgettable experience. Apply today at marian.edu.
The minute I stepped foot on campus, I didn't want to leave.
The nursing program is why I chose Marian.
I'm studying to be a teacher.
I'm a business major.
I love Marian University. An exceptional education and an unforgettable experience. Apply today for full scholarship consideration at marian.edu.
Well, the Taylor Trojans so far have been paced by Jason Hubbard. He has 11 of their 19 and a couple of aerial displays to pick up those 11 points.
Yeah, no doubt about it. We talked about a team that really has nothing to lose and would love to stay in that top 8. And, boy, you can just see the fact that they're playing maybe a little above, if you will, against Marian. A lot of teams do when you play that number 1 or 2 or 3 team.
Hubbard, a senior from Miamisburg, Ohio, and there are a lot of Ohio kids on this Taylor roster. For those who don't know the background, Josh Andrews, now in his 9th year as the head coach at Taylor, was a high school coach in Ohio when he got the job at Taylor. So he has kept those recruiting pipelines open. And Hubbard, again, quite the find for Taylor. We'll go to the free throw line where he is a 73% free throw shooter.
Well, and speaking of the free throw line, Marian has spent very little time there at all. And when you're not shooting well, you get to the free throw line.
As a team, Taylor 70% from the line. They back off 3 players here. And Hubbard misses, so Edmonds back in, collects the rebound.
Well, let's see what Coach Hetty talked about in that timeout.
Last time out, Taylor beat Goshen. Goman, the 3. What he lacks in elevation on said jump shot, he makes up for in accuracy as Goman knocks it down.
Great, Gizzy really kind of set that play up. Got everybody coming with him and got a fast pass.
Speaking of Gizzy, the steal, the step through, tough finish over Clayton. And Lewis gets the loose ball. Taylor will reset. Shot clock at 13. Marian asked for a double dribble, didn't get it. Now it's 6. Yoon will pull from 22. No. Not a great offensive possession for Taylor.
Marian needs a good shot here. They're right back in it.
Edmonds takes that shot. Couldn't get it to go. Again, Edmonds is a 43% three-point shooter. What makes him such a tough cover. Hubbard gets downhill, got fouled. And Hubbard will shoot 2. Take a look at Hubbard's latest adventure towards the hoop.
Well, you like the game plan if you're a Taylor fan here, because everything has been downhill offensively towards the rim.
So Hubbard with 2 free throws. Tonight's game presented in part by Pepsi. Grab a Pepsi and some friends and get in the game. Pepsi, proud partner of the Marian University Knights. Hubbard there with a dozen. Hahn and Niehaus back in for Taylor. Stewart and Harvey back in for Marian.
Right now, Marion's got to find some help on Hubbard. What you do not want is somebody to have a career night against you. And boy, he's playing very well right now.
Starting 5 back on the floor. Marian has 10 players in uniform. All 10 have already played. Hubbard with 13. Lead is 9 for the Trojans. Goman again. Not that time, couldn't get it to go.
And you know, Marion's not getting a lot of second looks either off long shots.
Knights are 2 of 9 from three-point range. As a team, they make 40% of their threes on the season. So not living up to that form yet today. Hubbard will go from 16.
Oh my. Oh my.
15 for Hubbard. He is single-handedly outscoring Marian right now.
Yes, he is.
And the lead is 11. Stewart. No, but there's Edmonds. Takes one dribble and got it up and in. Normally that dribble doesn't help you very much. It did that time for Malik.
Took his time, got his legs underneath him, went up strong. Boy, Marian needed that.
Hubbard finds some space. Shot was, I believe, partially blocked. Stewart, the trailer 3. You'll take that shot every time down if you're Marian.
Absolutely, but Marian's getting no offensive rebounds.
Hubbard lost it. Able to corral it. Then Johnson will tie up. And the arrow points the way of the Trojans. Looks like Taylor wants a timeout. It'll be a full timeout, and we'll take it with him. The Trojans enjoying a 9-point lead. They've got the basketball when we come back. As you're watching Marian University Hoops here on the ISC Sports Network.
Meet Zach. Day and night, rain or shine, even just out for a spin, Zach gets around. But we know Zach, and at Indiana Members Credit Union, we know he's been saving up to trade up. IMCU is here to help Zach and you drive your dream. Now get financing as low as 1.99% APR on a new or used vehicle. Today, it's all about Zach. Tomorrow, it's all about you. Because at IMCU, it's you that matters.
Still waiting? You could have been seen by an orthopedic specialist at Ortho Indy Urgent Care. Avoid the wait, cost, and drama of the ER. Ortho Indy Urgent Care. Orthopedic care without the drama. Find a location near you.
I wish I had his energy.
Me too. Hey, Sweet Georgia Brown, still the best song for layup ever. Now, I know young kids don't even know what that song is, but in my day, that was the layup song. Young kids now think it's a cereal.
23-14. Taylor with the lead. Last time these two teams got together, Marian won 67-52. Jason Hubbard scored 20 points, but in that game, it was 6 of 20 from the floor. Today, he is 6 of 9 from the floor. They're already sitting on 15, less than 15 minutes in.
Yeah, no doubt about it. He's been really active here early.
He will get a breather for the first time in today's game. So all of a sudden, Taylor looks awfully small on the floor.
Well, to your point right here, Greg, this is a time where Marian needs a little run.
By the way, Hester in the game for the first time. Taylor turns it over. Harvey stepped through, got fouled. They'll give it to him on the way up. Christian Harvey gets the bucket, and I would imagine Hubbard's break will be minimal for Taylor.
Great transition pass, but you got to get the rebound to get these type of passes out. I'll tell you, Marian would love to run some more. They can get it out, but they have got to rebound to get that break started.
So Harvey, a 61% free throw shooter, connects and gets the three-point play. Hayden Langcable will come in. I made a brief reference, I want to make sure I go back to it. Bailey Hester is in the game for Taylor, and I point that out because his dad is a friend of mine, Jeff Hester, who is the associate AD at Carmel High School. Bailey would have played at Columbus North when Jeff was the AD there. Good to see Bailey get some. I don't know, Jeff is at the game today, watching here at the PE Center. Niehaus throws it out top to Yoon. Shot clock at 9. Hahn will pull a long two. Got it.
God. And I'll tell you, not bad defense by Marian on that position. That's a tough shot, and he made it.
His first bucket of the game. 4th different player to score for Taylor. Edmonds going to work. Lane Cable for 3. Got it. He was starting to head the other way. He knew that one was down.
Well, that time Marian put an overload on the backside of the court, set a high ball screen, got him open.
Lane Cable 46% from three-point range. I can't believe it's been 4 years since he led Morristown to the 1A state championship. Niehaus in the lane. Got out of the lane just in time. Gets it right back. Steps, took a step before he went up. 6th turnover committed by Taylor. Jeff Clayton checks in. Niehaus will have a seat. And a chance if Marian scores here to make it a one-possession game.
This is a big possession for Marian. See if they get the momentum back on their side here offensively.
Hubbard will check in next dead ball. So basically got a 2-minute break. Edmonds going to work. Tough shot. Couldn't make it. There's Goman. Does all the little things for Marian. Johnson lines up a 3. Not that time. Christian Stewart the rebound.
2 extra shots this time for Marian.
This is a wise old sage lineup on the floor for the Knights. Stewart in the corner. You give him an inch, he'll take a mile.
Yeah, and he was ready, had his feet planted. Good look for Marian.
4th made 3 for the Knights. They've made 2 of their last 3 tries from deep. Hahn got fouled on the drive. 15 foul against Marian, and you'll take that to avoid the layup. So Hubbard returns. Christian Harvey back in for Marian as well. Hester has a seat now for Taylor. Lead has been as many as 11. It is an 11-2 run by Marian. Hubbard trying to fix that and does.
Oh, man.
18 for Hubbard. It is his second made 3.
Well, and quite honestly, Taylor was able to hold serve while he got a little rest.
Stewart, the runner off the window, got it. Trying to get some contact that time, getting at the whistle. Have to settle for just the bucket. 3-point lead for Taylor. Hubbard is stepping his game up as one of Taylor's top players is out today. Caden Fuhrman. It's the first game he has missed this year. Their leading 3-point shooter. Johnson the steal. Johnson, no.
Nope.
Tip in by Harvey. They're going to say, though, that it was in the cylinder.
Yep, it was on the rim. Good
Wave
call.
it off.
Yep, unfortunately, right call, because that certainly should have.
Take a look.
A little closer, but
yeah.
It was close.
And they are showing the replay that we are showing you here in the building, and that's one of those that's hard to argue. If they had not called it, you say, okay, too close to call. They call it, say, okay, too close to call.
Really close. Unfortunately for Marian, at the end of the day, it's 2 points they should have, could have had.
A couple of times that Marian's had a steal and not been able to cash in off of it. Shot clock at 8. And that's a hand check foul on Stewart. 16 foul, no free throws there. Side out of bounds to Taylor. And that extension of the hand is going to get you whistled every time. I reference Fuhrman not playing today for Taylor. He averages making over 3 threes a game. That is a big weapon not available today for Taylor.
Yeah, that's 15 points a game, too, that he averages.
Hubbard making up for that. Shot clock again down to 9. Hubbard will have to force it. Well, just way to force it there. Threw it away. Good defense by the Knights.
Yeah, much better defense. Better pressure out front. But Marian just needs to get in a consistent flow. They kind of had some shots and haven't really played bad. Just need to get a little rhythm going in their offense.
9 turnovers by Taylor. That's been kind of a bugaboo for them this year. They average 15 a game. They're young in the backcourt. So that's not surprising. And then Marian proceeds to give it right back to him. That's 8 giveaways by Marian. That is not how they have played all season.
Not at all. I think Coach Eddy just developed a headache.
It's been brewing for a while. The score remains a 3-point lead for Taylor. Again, Harvey read the passing lane. Harvey lines it up, and Harvey throws it home.
That will get your attention. Good hustle play.
He was given the benefit of the doubt with a player close by to kind of hang on the rim like that. Harvey with 5. You go in like that, you're not going to avoid converting on the steal that way either.
Well, when you're not playing great on the offensive side, much like the girls, you make it up defensively. Get points off your defense.
And Marian, one of the top defensive teams in the NAIA. Stewart, the rebound, and for the struggles the Knights have had, a chance to take the lead here with a minute left to go before halftime. Stewart, the runner, got it.
Yeah, he needs to just put this team on his back because he's certainly capable of doing it. Help him get a run going here.
You get the feeling Stewart's going to crush it in men's leagues for the next 20 years on the south side of Indianapolis.
I think so.
Yoon to go back in front.
Boy,
Big shots.
That just looked good from the time it left his hand.
Yoon averages 8 a game. He's sitting on 8 now.
You know, you just look for little victories in basketball during the game. And, man, if Taylor can take this lead into halftime, you got to think that's a little bit of a victory for them.
I spot Dad on the back row of the bleachers. He's grinning from ear to ear about how Gavin is playing today.
Yeah, rightfully so. On the road against a really, really good ball club. You got to give Taylor credit, Greg. They played well.
Shot clock is turned off. Stewart, deep 3, give it to him.
That is a veteran right there.
I'll take your 3 and give it right back to you. And with that, Marian has a 1-point lead at halftime. And Christian Stewart, he's been on a tear as of late. He's got 13. Hubbard's been throwing it down for Taylor. He's got 18. And we have ourselves a good second half lined up. Our score at the break, it is Marian 32 and Taylor 31 as you're watching on ISC and Comcast Xfinity Cable Channel 81.
Pat Sullivan here for the Michaelis Corporation. They've been in business for 35 plus years. I'm here with the owner, Richard Michaelis. Hey, Richard, what's the key to the growth over the last 35 years?
Pat, I believe being a family-owned local business that is involved in the community has a lot to do with it.
All right, so you have a lot of services. Tell us about some of those services.
We're really, really strong in the emergency services, smoke, fire damage restoration, storm and water damage restoration, all while working with your insurance company. We also do mold remediation, basement and crawl space waterproofing, foundation repair, and roof repair. We are a full-service company.
All right, as to the owner, we know you wear a lot of hats. What do you do day to day?
I really love being out in the field working with our clients. It gives me a great opportunity to understand their needs so we can take care of them.
Your hands-on approach, I think, is a lot to do with the success of Michaelis. If you find yourself needing their services, give them a call anytime, 24/7 at 844-FIX-INDY. The Michaelis Corporation. Construct, renovate, restore.
Is your building haunted or infested with icky snakes? Then tear it down. The Raised Trash Demolition Squad can flatten buildings up to 3 stories tall. Whether it's a commercial or residential structure, the Raised Trash Demo experts will make it go boom. And with their roll-off containers, they'll haul away the mess quicker than you can say, hey, there used to be a building there. Bring your old fire trap to its knees with Raised Trash.
RaisedTrash.com.
Raised Trash.
Today is Alumni Day at Marian University, and this is honoring a team from 10 years ago, the last team under John Grimes to make the NAIA National Tournament. Some of the guys on your screen, Mike Barton, Aaron Evans there is in the center of your screen wearing that gray Marian sweatshirt. These days he is an assistant coach at IUPUI, and I guess fortuitously for Aaron, IUPUI got COVIDed out this weekend. They're supposed to be in Detroit today and could not play, so Aaron gets to be here. Pretty sure that'd be Alex Sylvester holding a little one there wearing that ball cap. young man that played at Perry Meridian High School. I had the pleasure of doing a handful of these games during that season 10 years ago. Loved watching this team play for John Grimes.
Yeah, he had a lot of good teams. When my son played for Indiana Wesley, and boy, it was a huge rival back then. It still is today. But boy, I can remember coming to the gym before it was remodeled, and man, they were all just very physical type ball games.
Coach Grimes out there, and of course Scott Fleming was one of his assistants.
Yes.
And these days, Scott, of course, Noblesville man like yourself, focuses on the softball program, which is one of the best in the nation. And I am thrilled to announce that we're going to broadcast a weekend of softball and baseball here at Marian during the month of April as we continue to expand our footprint in terms of Marian University sports. We've had volleyball, soccer, basketball, and football the last couple of years. We add baseball and softball into the mix April 9th and April 16th right here on the ISC Sports Network. So back to this game, 32-31. Again, Taylor led most of the way. Christian Stewart got hot late. He's now got 13. Jan, overall, your thoughts in the opening 20 minutes?
I didn't think Marian played poorly. I thought Taylor elevated their play pretty well. Obviously, Marian did not shoot the ball great from outside. Thought they got better at the end. I think coming back in this second half, they got to remind themselves where Mr. Hubbard's at. Going to have to double him up a little bit to cool him down.
Jason Hubbard, 7 of 11 from the floor, 2 of 3 from three-point range, 2 of 3 from the free throw line. He's got 18 points in 17 minutes so far for the Trojans. We'll take this quick timeout. We'll come back with some first half highlights, more stats and scores when we come back. You're watching Marian University basketball on ISC and Comcast Xfinity Cable Channel 81.
Meet Kate. She has a lot to juggle. Family, work, it can lead to trying days and tired nights. But we know Kate, and at Indiana Members Credit Union, we know at some point her space at a premium life may change. IMCU is here to help Kate and you find your space. Now, add on or remodel with an introductory rate of 1.9% APR on a home equity line of credit. Today, it's all about Kate. Tomorrow, it's all about you. Because at IMCU, it's you that matters.
The minute I stepped foot on campus, I didn't want to leave.
Everyone here is about helping you succeed.
It's hard work, but it's totally worth it. I have so much support from my advisors.
The nursing program is why I chose Marian.
I'm studying to be a teacher.
I'm a business major.
My professors really challenge me, and I know I'll be ready for my career.
A great education is the best thing you could ever do for yourself.
Marian University, an exceptional education and an unforgettable experience. Apply today for full scholarship consideration at marian.edu.
This is the Pepsi for America's best barbecue. Worthy of 100-mile detours and 1,000 likes. Looks good. This is the Pepsi for mopping, dipping, and dousing. Whatever you're craving, this is the Pepsi for you. This is the Pepsi for serious fans and serious eats. This is the Pepsi for Sundays at the ballpark and days off at your favorite pizza joint. Right, Aaron?
Best slice in New York.
Whatever you're craving, this is the Pepsi for you.
Still waiting? You could have been seen by an orthopedic specialist at Ortho Indy Urgent Care. Avoid the wait, cost, and drama of the ER. Ortho Indy Urgent Care. Orthopedic care without the drama. Find a location near you.
We're going to show this kid coming out of every break at this point. He saw himself once on the video board. He's providing entertainment for the remainder of the day. Greg Rakestraw, Jan Bozier with you, 32-31. Marian leading Taylor. Our first half highlights can be whittled down to a key player on each team. Let's start with the Jason Hubbard show for Taylor. Jan, where do you want to begin?
Well, I just thought he came out and was explosive early, and then he added some pretty good shooting with that. And clearly, he was the difference maker for Taylor in that first half.
The one thing, Marian, I thought slowed him down a little bit more towards the end of the first half. How do you guard him going forward if you're Scott Heading?
Well, first you got to stop ball. If you just let him take off and just let him get to the paint, you're in trouble. So you got to. I think you're going to be satisfied. Let him take some threes. He'll hit a few. He's much more dangerous inside the paint.
On the other end, Christian Stewart, again, heading into the home stretch of what has been a fantastic career at Marian, has really elevated his game. He's always been a key piece, but he's kind of the guy for the first time, and he looked the part late in half number one.
You're exactly right. I think the offense needs to go through him a little more in this second half. He needs some more shots in a game like this.
Quick check of some of the numbers from half number one for each of these two teams. Taylor, 12 of 21 from the floor, 5 of 9 from three-point range, 2 of 3 from the free throw line. Marian had more field goals, had a lot more attempts. They were 13 of 32. They went 5 of 14 from three-point range. They made 3 of their last 4, all of those coming from Christian Stewart. In terms of rebounds, Marian won that battle 17-13. Marian had 7 offensive rebounds. Taylor did not have a single offensive rebound. And Marian won the points in the paint by a score of 16-4. Again, part of that is because Hubbard, kind of the lone post threat for Taylor, spent a lot of time away from the basket, facing up, part of explaining that. Both teams will tell you they got to do a better job of controlling their turnovers. 10 for Taylor in the first half, 8 for Marian.
Yeah, and I think Marian's talking about, listen, guys, in this league, you have to protect home court if you want to win. It's tough on the road. All leagues are tough on the road, but this is a game in which you want to protect home court, and you do that on the defensive end.
We'll take this quick timeout. More halftime show comes your way next. Marian leads Taylor by a point in Crossroads League action as you're watching on ISC and Comcast Xfinity Cable Channel 81.
Meet Zach. Day and night, rain or shine, even just out for a spin, Zach gets around. But we know Zach, and at Indiana Members Credit Union, we know he's been saving up to trade up. IMCU is here to help Zach and you drive your dream. Now get financing as low as 1.99% APR on a new or used vehicle. Today, it's all about Zach. Tomorrow, it's all about you. Because at IMCU, it's you that matters.
So back here inside of the PE Center, Greg Rakestraw, Jan Bozier with you. Let's thank our tremendous ISC Sports Network crew. Thank you to Jordan Shue, Dennis Glover, and Derek Schultz. Thanks to Aaron Siders, Eldon Wheeler, Eric Connect, and Rob Lynch. Bringing today's doubleheader action on ISC and Comcast Xfinity Cable Channel 81. Marian has 2 more regular season home dates in both men's and women's basketball, and we will bring both of them to you. Now, one of those are midweek games, so it's men's game on Tuesday, women's game on Wednesday. That'll be against St. Francis on February the 8th and February the 9th, respectively. Their final day of the regular season is against Spring Arbor. That is a women's and men's doubleheader, February the 19th. We'll have coverage of both of those games, and again, you'll see them all on Comcast Cable Channel 81, as well as ISC. And every Crossroads League tournament game held in this building will be here for those as well. In other words, Jan, just like last year, we're going to spend a lot of the month of February right here on the northwest side of Indianapolis.
Nothing wrong with that. I love coming to Marian. I tell you, got to win here today, but those games with St. Francis coming down the pike, those are going to be huge.
Today's game on ISC and Comcast Xfinity Cable Channel 81, presented by BSN Sports, the preferred provider of apparel for Marian Knights Athletics. Jan, what's going to be key to start half number 2 for each of these teams?
Well, first we'll start with Marian. I think they got to get off to a good start. Get their offense with some rhythm, get some momentum going, get some more transition. You talked about they love to average about 80 points, a little less than that for the game. They're a little slow right now for that. Clearly, though, if you can't get the offense going, you got to make it on the defense. On the other side, man, don't forget Mr. Hubbard. He's playing pretty well. The guy who's hot, getting the ball.
Marian will have the ball when we come back. They lead it by 1 going to half number 2 as Marian looks to up their record to 8-4 in Crossroads League play. After this on ISC and Comcast Xfinity Cable Channel 81.
The minute I stepped foot on campus, I didn't want to leave.
Everyone here is about helping you succeed.
It's hard work, but it's totally worth it. I have so much support from my advisors.
The nursing program is why I chose Marian.
I'm studying to be a teacher.
I'm a business major.
My professors really challenge me, and I know I'll be ready for my career.
A great education is the best thing you could ever do for yourself.
Marian University, an exceptional education and an unforgettable experience. Apply today for full scholarship consideration at marian.edu.
Who's got time for hot dogs and disco music? Your mind's cluttered with thoughts of commercial waste removal. So thank the good Lord above for Ray's Trash. Ray's will collect the intolerable rubbish at all your company's locations up to 6 times a week. That's 42 times in dog weeks. They shred documents and recycle too. And Ray's has roll-off containers for big loads, like construction waste or when your giant dies. Got a business? Get yourself to raystrash.com.
Ray'sTrash.com.
Ray's Trash.
I went to Marian for the education, but what I took away was the experience.
Marian University is like a home to me.
Plus, downtown Indy is just 10 minutes away from campus.
Marian University offers an exceptional education and an unforgettable experience. Apply today at marian.edu.
Meet Kate. She has a lot to juggle. Family, work, it can lead to trying days and tired nights. But we know Kate, and at Indiana Members Credit Union, we know at some point her space at a premium life may change. IMCU is here to help Kate and you find your space. Now, add on or remodel with an introductory rate of 1.9% APR on a home equity line of credit. Today, it's all about Kate. Tomorrow, it's all about you. Because at IMCU, it's you that matters.
Marian University is like a home to me.
Campus is where I made friends that I know will last a lifetime.
Academics, sports, or arts, Marian's got something for you.
Plus, downtown Indy is just 10 minutes away from campus.
I'm a huge sports fan. Living in Indy, I've got the Knights, the Colts, and the Pacers.
Applying was so fast and easy.
I went to Marian for the education, but what I took away was the experience.
Marian University offers an exceptional education and an unforgettable experience. Apply today for full scholarship consideration at marian.edu.
Second half action is not too far away. Today's broadcast was presented in part by Indiana Members Credit Union, proud to support Marian University and now offering a free Marian Knights debit card with a free checking account. Get your Marian Knights debit card today and show your support. Visit any IMCU branch or sign up online now at imcu.com. Membership savings required, federally insured by the NCUA. If you weren't with us earlier, the Marian women survived an outstanding effort by Taylor today. Again, Marian playing without their top player, Namani Guy, who misses a second consecutive game due to COVID-19 concerns. Marian comes from 9 down late in the third quarter to win that game 57-50. And again, that is 37 consecutive conference game wins by Marian.
That's an amazing stat. I'll tell you, a lot of this game and that game have some similarities to it. Both teams really kind of in a battle here for sure. In a game which you, on paper, you wouldn't think it would be a battle, but I really felt like Taylor would come in here and just play loose and really come after Marian, knowing they just had that unbelievable win. How would they react after that huge win?
For those of you watching us on ISC TV across the state, this reminder that you can join us at 7:30 for high school basketball, literally just up the road from our current location. We're going about 30 or so blocks north and west of here. Pike and Zionsville will be our featured game. That's available on television in the Indianapolis area on MyIndy TV. And, of course, available online pay-per-view at iscsportsnetwork.com.
Should be a good game. Pike having a good season, but they play really well at home.
Yeah, 11-4 Pike, 10-4 Zionsville. Zionsville dealing with an injury. Their top player in Logan Hines has kind of slowed them down a little bit. But that'll be a good one.
Marian needs to get off to a good start here. Get some rhythm in their offense.
Starting 5 back on the floor, all 10 players in uniform. Saw the court in some fashion for Marian in half number 1. Shot clock at a dozen. Stewart running around Hahn, and Hahn draws the foul.
Nothing wrong with that at all. Get him to the free throw line as much as possible. 94%. That's just shy of automatic.
Young man that I know that you knew, Austin Montgomery, that
Yes.
played at IUPUI.
Yes.
And while Christian does not have Austin's height, there is a phrase that I applied to Austin during his days at IUPUI that applies to Christian now, and that is old man crafty. He just knows exactly where to be, how to draw the foul, where to be on the floor. Those years of experience paying off for Stewart.
Yeah. Perry Meridian. Spent a whole summer with him.
Free throw is up and good. I don't know if I make a basketball reference to somebody that graduated high school about 15 years ago. You're on top of it.
I'm the guy.
Because of your son, Jared, graduating about the same time and playing at Indiana Wesleyan.
Great kid.
Yoon couldn't get the angle. Goman the rebound. And Goman reinserting the starting lineup today. Harvey gets downhill. Harvey, oh my goodness. Would have been quite the finish if he could have capped that one off.
I like the attack mode that Marian's in though, Greg. Really trying to get to the rim.
Now Hahn going to work. Stewart got a hand in the passing lane. Flying down the floor, and Lewis gives the foul to prevent the basket.
And that's what Stewart can do. He can make things happen. He can create contact, anticipates the steal right here. Uses his body, forces the foul. He just brings energy. He brings a lot of things. Energy just is one of them. He's been quite the athlete and player for Marian through the years, Greg.
And again, you referenced it. Virtually automatic at the free throw line.
94. That's incredible.
There are some guys that you feel are impervious to being jinxed at the free throw line. Stewart is that guy. 5-point lead for the Knights. This is as large as their lead has been the entirety of the game.
So far, really good start for the Knights.
Johnson draws a defensive assignment on Hubbard.
And you see Marian start to rotate over a little bit when Hubbard has the ball. I'm sorry, Greg. I was going to say, trying to get help when they can.
Size advantage here for Hubbard. Johnson gives about 4 inches. Deep three by Yoon, misses everything. And again, shot clock was at 2. He had to go up with that one. But this is the start to the half you are looking for if you're a Knights fan. Edmonds, again, has a bit of a mismatch in the low block. Shot clock at 9.
Better movement out of the Marian Knights in their half-court set.
Stewart, nice pass. Goman for 3, not that time. He's 1 of 3 from three-point range today is Luke.
Still not a bad shot. You'll take that shot. They had good movement inside, outside.
Luke played for Todd Sturgeon at Floyd Central, a former University of Indianapolis head coach. Yoon steps out of bounds. Kinsey will come in. Niehaus will have a seat. We mentioned this kind of late in the first half. Taylor playing without their second leading scorer, Caden Fuhrman, out today. There's about 15 points a game. Takes a lot of threes as Caden. Makes a lot of them too.
Wow, this level is very physical. It's long. It is definitely a marathon. And your bench at some point in time comes into play. It just does.
And Lewis, the point guard for Taylor, picks up the foul, which will be his 3rd. And because of their switching on defense, Marian's doing a good job of isolating him against a post at some point every time down. They're going to say that was on the way up.
Well, already Marian's been to the free throw line a little more frequent. And I think Coach Hetty talked about that. Let's play downhill towards the rim. Let's get to the free throw line.
Edmonds connects. He is a 71% free throw shooter. An Indiana All-Star 2 years ago. That was the year that we didn't play the game but recognized the All-Stars. And so Malik was one of them. Played for Steve Lynch at Brownsburg. Got that one to go as well. He's got 8.
And already getting to the free throw line has made a huge difference.
So 7-point lead for Marian. 6-0 start to the half. 2.5 minutes in. There's Kinsey. Shot clock at 11. Ball's got to go up. It's turnover.
Really good defense out of the Knights. Switching, really pressured. Really good defense.
And it's almost an unfair fight in the backcourt. Marian's got so many 4th and 5th year guys, and you're seeing a very young backcourt for Taylor.
Marian could get something here. It could really be problematic for Taylor.
Goman camping in the corner. Not that time. Edmonds, though.
Oh, great effort.
With a weak side glass.
Great effort. Great effort.
And he'll put it up and in.
Edmonds really getting after it. Great hustle play.
Timeout coming for Taylor. Lewis will walk it to the sideline. It'll be a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it right here, but it is an 8-0 start to the half, Chan, for Marian.
Well, Marian came out and got physical. They got physical. They played downhill. And it's more about just getting to the free throw line. When you're going downhill, you force that defense to collapse, that can and does open up the outside.
We referenced this at halftime in terms of the difference in rebounding. Right now it's 20-15 in terms of total for Marian. It is 8-0 in terms of offensive rebounds, and the difference in this game at 9 reflected in second chance points. 9-zip for Marian.
And that's just hustle and anticipating the shot going up. All those things always seem to kind of align when you're playing your better basketball.
Timeout taken from the 30-second variety by the Trojans. No change in the 5 on the floor for Scott Heddy's team. Jeff Clayton enters as Taylor gets a little bit bigger on the floor.
Whoa.
And Kinsey and Yoon not on the same page.
That could have been a travel on top of that.
That is 14 turnovers by Taylor, and that is 4 in this half.
And now this is when an experienced team really feels you want to bury somebody. Really put it on them if you can.
To put it in perspective, Taylor has 2 missed field goals and 4 turnovers to start the second half. Harvey finds a seam, just couldn't finish it.
Boy, got everything he wanted, didn't finish.
5 points for Harvey today. And Hubbard, Edmonds did a good job of pulling the chair.
Oh, baby!
And then swatted away. Stewart takes his time, knocks it down.
How about that? Really good start for Marian. A different level of energy and intensity.
That is like a free throw for that kid when he has that much time. So make it a 11-0 run to start the half for Marian. Hahn for 3. Not that time, and Stewart, uncontested rebound.
And not very many second opportunities for Taylor.
Almost a turnover. Marian able to maintain possession. Knights will send 3 into the game at the next stoppage in play. Stewart with Hubbard on him that pokes the ball away. Now he'll fire over him, and that's just mean.
Take that! Take that!
Playing his best basketball of his career.
Well, that's what your leader does. We talked about going through him offensively, and that's exactly what Marian has done here early.
He's got 23. And in the blink of an eye, Jan, it's a 15-point game.
Well, it's just a different level of energy. Marian really came out focused.
Yoon 3, no. And Goman with the rebound. 14-0 to start. And a timeout taken by Marian. This is basically, you know, Scott knows his guys are a bit gassed. He wanted to get a break to get new players in. He'll take the full timeout. We will step aside as well. Malik Edmonds might have gotten a shot block with an elbow on that one. Marian followed it up with back-to-back 3-point field goals, both by Christian Stewart. From a 1-point halftime lead, it is now 15. You're watching Marian basketball on ISC.
Pat Sullivan here for the Michaelis Corporation. They've been in business over 35 years. I'm here with Joe Polizzi to talk emergency services. Now, Joe, when I set my house on fire with a toaster, you were actually in my yard before the firefighters left.
Well, Pat, I remember that call like it was yesterday, and although I was disappointed that it was yours, I was happy that I was going to be able to provide some assistance.
You know, this true story, a firefighter actually told me I needed to call someone for emergency services, kind of obvious, and I told him Michaelis was on the way. He said, great, because they're the real deal. Joe, now what do you do in these situations when you show up?
Well, we try to be a calming influence, and we try to find out what the needs are of the family. Everybody's needs are different. Everybody's desires are different. What we try to do is match what we could provide with what they need and do it very smoothly.
I've lived it. If you find yourself needing emergency restoration service in the wake of a fire, flood, or storm, give the Michaelis Corporation a call anytime, 24/7, 844-FIX-INDY.
The Marian Knights enjoying a 15-point lead, looking to make it a season sweep of their rivals in the Northeast in Taylor. Greg Rakestraw, Jan Bozier with you. Thanks to those of you joining us statewide TV on Comcast Cable Channel 81. For Marian, Gizzy, Foster, and Wiley. Lane Cable as well all enter the fray. Here's Foster. Going against Jeff Clayton. Jump hook over him. You don't mind that look.
Yep. Take that shot any day of the week.
6 minutes in, Taylor has yet to score this half. This is Hubbard.
With the starters getting that big lead, it allows Coach Hetty to get them some rest and let the bench play a little bit here.
Kinsey fires a three. Heck of a player at Shenandoah. Got that to go.
Yes, he was.
Her season ended in the regional round last year. Knocked off by Park Heritage, the 2A level. Slip to Foster. Bobbles, recovers, scores it. Nolan Foster gets his first bucket. 3.5 points, 3.5 rebounds a game for the 6'10 junior.
I really think the more they can get some minutes out of him and get some offensive production, that can only help him while he doesn't play a lot of minutes.
That'll be a blocking foul on Wiley. That's going to be his third. At some point, Foster is first of all, given the size that Iwu has, he's a huge asset against Indiana Wesleyan.
You were going exactly where I was. At some point in time, you have to have that.
And in the national tournament, which Marian should make,
right,
you're going to run into somebody that has size and like that as well.
Yeah,
so.
If you get a mismatch disadvantage, you just may need a few minutes or may need a lot, but he can be effective.
That Kinsey three, the first bucket for Taylor this half. Niehaus trying to add to it. Can't do it for the former Washington Hatchet. Clayton stumbled, but Marian couldn't take advantage of it. Now Wiley going to work, and he's fouled. Not fouled on the drive. Fourth foul against Taylor. That's against Niehaus. His third foul. Underneath out of bounds here for Marian.
Really good crowd here today.
You expect that almost every game in this league, especially the Saturday games.
Right.
Because of the proximity and number of young men from this state playing. Stewart, shot blocked. Well defended by Taylor. And Hubbard sitting on 18 points, has not scored this half.
Yeah, and that's been a problem. Marian's been pretty effective defending him here in the second half. But he's played a lot of minutes, too. You can start to see him wearing down just a little bit.
Played at such a high level, had basically 15 of the first 23 that Taylor scored. Has had 3 points since. Trying for more here, but walled off by Wiley. And again, Marian has the luxury of throwing multiple bodies at him during the course of the game.
That makes a difference, too.
Probably a walk that Taylor got away with. Shot clock at 6. Niehaus will have to go. Niehaus turns, misses. Foster the rebound.
Yeah, good position by Foster, Greg, on the rebound.
One bucket for Taylor in 8 minutes of play. Wiley can create here. Led with his off arm, that's his fourth foul. Well, it's not been a great day for Jacob Wiley. Frankly, Marian hasn't had to have him today. Wiley has been a starter for most of the year, coming off the bench in today's game. Oh, that's the first Marian turnover of the half. So Wiley will check out. Tyree Johnson will replace him. Johnson immediately goes back to guarding Hubbard. He began the half against him.
But have you noticed in the second half, Greg, he's played with his back against the bucket much more than he has been able to stand up and shoot. He just acts like he's a guy who would prefer to face the basket.
Shot clock at 2. Shot was blocked. Rebounded by Lane Campbell to let him play on. Again, outstanding defense by Marian. They allow just 61 points a game, top one of the best in NAIA hoops. Gizzy finds some space and gets a bucket.
There you go.
Max Gizzy, just 2.5 points a contest.
The New Pell Dragon getting on the scorebook.
See a lot of his games and with our friends with 9 Star during his high school days on the ISC Sports Network. The offense has just grown to a crawl for Taylor. Lewis, it's a good look, wouldn't go. He has one made three to his credit today. Stewart on the take. Johnson able to throw it off of Hubbard, but then it hit Hubbard and then it hit Johnson, and both players slap hands after. Yep, right call. Take a look here. Off Hubbard, off Johnson.
Yep.
Right whistle.
You caught me.
Clayton gets a breather now for Taylor. Whitaker will check in next stoppage for the Knights. Lead has not changed with a lot of the starters off the floor here for Marian. Stewart gets the takeaway from Niehaus. Number 15 by Taylor. They'll let Foster go to work. Step through. Good move, just couldn't finish. There's Johnson doing what he does. Does all the little things. And here comes a timeout for Taylor.
Yep.
Josh Andrews has seen enough. Marian has outscored Taylor 20-3 since halftime. 18-point lead for Marian. We're back after this on ISC and Comcast Xfinity Cable Channel 81.
Is your building haunted or infested with icky snakes? Then tear it down. The Raised Trash Demolition Squad can flatten buildings up to 3 stories tall. Whether it's a commercial or residential structure, the Raised Trash Demo experts will make it go boom. And with their roll-off containers, they'll haul away the mess quicker than you can say, hey, there used to be a building there. Bring your old fire trap to its knees with Raised Trash.
RaisedTrash.com.
Raised Trash.
Pepsi's always had great taste. Today, try great taste with zero sugar. This is the Pepsi with zero compromises. This is Pepsi Zero Sugar.
All Marian at half, number 2. 52-34, they lead Taylor. They beat the Trojans by 15 when they played back on December the 4th, and it's looking a lot similar to that with 10 minutes left to go.
I think Coach Henny talked about guys, I don't think we're physical enough at halftime, and I thought as soon as they came out, their physicality picked up a notch, and all of a sudden everything kind of turned.
So for Marian right now, 4 subs in the game along with Tyree Johnson. Johnson in because Wiley has 4 fouls. But the defense has been consistent regardless of who's been on the floor for Marian.
Well, they've held Hubbard, scoreless in the second half?
Hester back in the game for Taylor, played briefly in half number 1. Backdoor cut to Yoon. Yoon, pretty.
Tough shot.
Gavin Yoon with 10.
Hubbard with the assist.
Now Foster, quick double by Yoon. Great look to Langcable. Didn't get it to go. Fight for the loose ball. Hester tracks it down. That's going to be a foul on Gizzy, who kind of knew he was beat in guarding Hubbard.
Gizzy and Hubbard going at it. And
safe to say he was riding him out of the post a little bit there.
So.
His second foul for Max.
Give Gizzy credit. Listen, if I'm going to guard you, you're going to know it.
Johnson with the steal, the inbounds pass. Gets around Hubbard. Throws it up, couldn't finish, and Hubbard got the rebound. Johnson hoping for some contact going either direction, didn't get it. Now Hahn gives it a go. On his first 3, his second bucket of the game. Another basket or 2, and Taylor's back in it. Still some work to do.
Yep.
And Scott Heddy's going to ask for a timeout.
You knew that was coming. That's too close for Heddy's comfort.
It is a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it right here. but it's as close as it's been in a few minutes as it's at 13. Let's thank our friends at Miller Transportation, family owned and operated since the 1930s and proud partners of Marian University. Facilities in Indianapolis, Louisville, and Columbus specialize in transportation for collegiate and professional sports groups, school groups, corporate travel, weddings, private charters, bourbon tours, and more. Their fleet consists of premium 56-passenger motor coaches, air-conditioned school buses, trolleys, executive shuttle buses, Mercedes Sprinter vans, SUVs, and Cadillac sedans. Call 317-244-8599. MillerTransportation.com has more. Hahn's three-point bucket.
Let's give Taylor some credit. They could have folded up and said that's enough, but they keep clawing and doing everything they can to stay in this game.
You can be the 8th place team in this league and still be pretty good.
Yeah.
You know, and that's kind of the case with Taylor. 4-7 in league play. Only 3 games back of Marian, who's in a tie for 3rd. And again, Marian at this point is not going to catch Indiana Wesleyan, but 2nd is still in play, and the difference in that is an additional home game in the conference tournament, not to mention potentially looking at needing to host a regional round of the national tournament.
And that could be huge.
Whitaker in a tough spot. Johnson collects it. Ball's got to go up. Harvey in time. No. Again, Hubbard hasn't scored this half after 18 in the first half. Fix that stat. He's got 20.
All of a sudden, 11-point ball game.
Goman and Stewart making their way back to the scorers table. As Marian will go back with their starting 5 momentarily. Shot clock at 11. Lane Cable, back cut for Johnson. Edmonds on the drive, the step through, no. Whitaker, ball has to go up, got it in time.
Well, I'll tell you, Whitaker bailed him out. Got that putback.
Every player has scored today for Marian.
That's impressive. That's an impressive stat, it really is.
That's 10 of them. Lewis got fouled. And again, this is where I point out the traveling rules have been liberalized this year in college basketball. Freedom of movement used to be how a defender guarded you. Now it's about when you actually have possession of the basketball, there's more freedom of movement.
I like how you define that. that was good.
I had a friend of mine, I'm not going to name him, who is a college basketball official,
right,
just pulled me aside for the season started saying, hey, just so you know, a little more amount of flexibility in the traveling calls this year.
Oh.
Just filed that away because he has been accurate.
Yeah, I would agree.
Lewis misses them both. There was a picture making the rounds this week of a Jaden Ivey move against Iowa as Harvey got bumped by Lewis, and Harvey will shoot 2. It wasn't a step back, it was a step back that was not whistled.
I go, if that's not a travel,
right,
I'm not sure I know what one is.
We have a wonderful mutual friend who always like to say, some post players will pen their own book that says 3 quick steps to an easy basket. It's been rattling around in my head thinking about some of these traveling calls. Harvey misses the free throw. He's got one more coming. 61% of the season. Wiley with 4 fouls will check back in. Edmonds will check out.
Well, the thing you want here, if you're Marian, obviously the victory. You want to close on strong, but you need and want momentum going down the stretch, finish out this game really with a lot of momentum as well.
So 55-41. Hubbard might be able to draw that 5th foul on Wiley. Great help.
Yeah.
Wonderfully timed by Harvey.
Great recognition.
Harvey throws it up for Wiley.
That's beautiful timing.
I'm not sure Wiley ever touched the rim on that.
That was gorgeous.
Threw it straight through.
I love it. Perfect timing.
Shot by Kinsey, no. Hubbard and Wiley, again, knowing he's got 4 fouls, just backed up. Hahn tracks on the rebound. Hester gives it a go. No. Hubbard, yes. Hubbard with 22. And a timeout taken by Taylor. It's a full timeout, so we will step aside. Let's hear this on the way out the door. Wiley throws it down. Marian leads by 14 on the ISC Sports Network.
I went to Marian for the education, but what I took away was the experience.
Marian University is like a home to me.
Plus, downtown Indy is just 10 minutes away from campus.
Marian University offers an exceptional education and an unforgettable experience. Apply today at marian.edu.
The minute I stepped foot on campus, I didn't want to leave.
The nursing program is why I chose Marian.
I'm studying to be a teacher.
I'm a business major.
I love Marian University.
An exceptional education and an unforgettable experience. Apply today for full scholarship consideration at marian.edu.
Meet Zach. Day and night, rain or shine, even just out for a spin, Zach gets around. But we know Zach, and at Indiana Members Credit Union, we know he's been saving up to trade up. IMCU is here to help Zach and you drive your dream. Now get financing as low as 1.99% APR on a new or used vehicle. Today, it's all about Zach. Tomorrow, it's all about you. Because at IMCU, it's you that matters.
Thanks for joining us here on ISC and Comcast Xfinity, cable channel 81. Marian's going to make it a clean sweep for the week after downing Grace on Tuesday night. Marian goes on the road next Tuesday and Saturday to Bethel and Goshen, respectively. Never two easy places to win, but Goshen's been kind of stuck toward the back end of the league now for a little while. And Bethel, by their own lofty standards, slightly down this year. So a chance to get a couple of road wins for the Knights, but again, nothing guaranteed coming up on Tuesday and Saturday.
Bethel's a fun place to go. They really get into it up there.
Stewart on the drive. I'm not sure how he found Goman, but he did. Goman couldn't get the bucket. Goman stepped on the sideline as he tried to save that ball in off of Hester. So he went a couple of rows up for the effort. Taylor limited to 12 points since halftime.
Yeah, Marian's defense really has changed the complexity of this game. Thought they were more physical coming out of halftime.
Hubbard over Wiley and left it short. Thought Wiley may have got him on the elbow. Deep three for Goman. Got that one.
And now that 43-plus percentage by four different players are coming into effect now. Really hitting from outside.
And Goman, again, a capable three-point shooter. He is not normally as active of a three-point shooter as he has been today. Now Yoon trying to answer and does.
Not bad defense either.
Gavin Yoon, his third made three. He's got 13. He is trying to fill the void that Fuhrman has had when he has been absent today for Taylor. 14-point game, 5 minutes left to go. Wiley from the mid-range. Good
shot. He can really help this ball club.
Again, played at UIC a year ago. Of course, they just announced they're making the move to the Missouri Valley as of next season.
Wiley only has 6 today, but he's certainly capable of putting up bigger numbers.
If you're bringing him off the bench, you're in pretty good shape.
Yeah, I would agree. But I tell you, when he does come off the bench, Greg, that is a really solid.
Yes.
You know, to relieve your starters with that type of player, that's a lot. It really is.
And let's face it, this is a Marian team that, again, if you're in uniform, you're going to play. That's kind of the philosophy of Coach Hetty. Now, they're just 10 in uniform today, and he's usually kept kind of 10 or 11 on the active roster over the last couple of years, but his starters don't get over 28, 29 minutes. Hahn misses. Stewart the rebound, and now you're starting to run your continuity offense here if you're Marian.
Well, the reason for that is he likes fresh legs on the defensive side.
A little high-low, Wiley the catch, and score.
And that's why he's such a matchup problem, especially when he's playing at times, you know, against the other bench players.
Great job of recognizing the mismatch that Marian had, and this one certainly appears headed for the victory column for the Knights.
I'll tell you one thing, Taylor got Marion's attention early.
Yoon again. Not that time. Rebound corralled by Stewart. Again, mismatch, Wiley. And Hubbard got him clean, but I think Kinsey got him on the way up, and Jacob Wiley will shoot 2. Wiley to the free throw line to shoot 2. Let's thank our friends at Ray's Trash, proud partner of Marian University. 317-539-2024, raystrash.com.
Grace had really got off to a good start in this league and has kind of fell back just a little bit.
Yeah, in terms of kind of the national tournament picture on the men's side, Grace, Marian, St. Francis, Indiana Wesleyan is likely what you're looking at.
Right.
There's a little separation between those 4, and then kind of Mount Vernon and Huntington after that. So Wiley goes 1 of 2 from the stripe. He's got 9. He averages right at that number per game. And again for Taylor, we're just hoping for the best when it comes to the conference tournament as Hahn got the bucket. He's got 7. Senior from Woodland, that's right at his average on a per game basis. But as of now, Taylor would make the crosstown trek, for lack of a better term, to take on Indiana Wesleyan in the 1-8 game. Lane Cable for 2, doesn't get that one. Yoon, a spot up 3, not that time, and Wiley corrals the rebound. Harvey got it. Harvey with 8. And a timeout taken by Scott Heady. I think a full timeout is all they have left. Again, that's really just to kind of get his starters out of the game and knowing that this one is done and dusted, to use the soccer terminology.
You know, we haven't talked a lot about Harvey in this ball game, but he silently has kind of put some points together, and I think he's a weapon for Marian. He brings some quickness to this ball club. When he does things, he really gets some quickness towards the rim.
Today's game presented in part by Michaelis from Ground Up Building Projects to Round the Clock Emergency Security Services. No one answers your prayers or the phones quicker than Michaelis. Call 1-844-FIX-INDY. Marian will boost their overall record on the season to 16-4. Taylor going to fall to 8-15 and 4-8 in league play. And Marian entered this week rated 24th, but beat number 14 Grace on Tuesday. And let's thank our tremendous ISC Sports Network crew. Aaron Siders, Eldon Wheeler, Eric Connect, Rob Lynch, Derek Schultz, Dennis Glover, and Jordan Shue. As always, we want to thank Mitch Hubbard for the remarkable job he does.
Mitch is great. My man Mitch.
As the sports information, I'm not sure he has his own RV, but we can't call him my man Mitch.
Let me tell you, it wasn't that, both games wasn't necessarily a thing of beauty. It's difficult, this league, everybody coming at you, but you got to protect your home court. And it looks like both the girls and the boys are going to do that today.
There's Mitch in the center of your screen.
There he is. That guy's phenomenal.
Marker Dosey to his right, public address voice of the Marian University Knights.
I have received emails from Mitch at all hours
of
the day.
We got to work on his work-life balance for sure.
Yes,
but
we do.
Does a great job here at Marian University.
Does.
By the way, 5 subs in the game for Marian. I think the starters are likely done for the day. Niehaus, nice move. Niehaus gets his first bucket. 67-50. Full court pickup by Taylor. No problem. Whitaker, the floater, no. And Hahn, the rebound. And that'll be a situation where, Whitaker will learn, hey, play the shot clock in this scenario. Unless you have a wide open layup, just let time run through. Former Greencastle Tiger Cup.
Greg, White Taylor has about 5 seniors on this ball club. They really only have 1 or 2 that have a lot of points per game. So there's a lot of youth on this Taylor ball club.
Yeah, again, they're very young in the backcourt. The real question is, so much of what they do goes through Hubbard, and he's a senior.
Yeah,
how do you replace that?
Yep, he's the one senior that is certainly going to be missed.
Shot clock at 9. Wiley, not that time. Foster keeps it alive, and I think the shot clock reset when it shouldn't have. They're just going to wipe it off and say shot clock violation. Officials will talk about this. Kinsey will check in for Taylor. You're not going to spend much time arguing about this one if you're Coach Eddy, Coach McClung there on the center of your screen. And Wiley's shot did not hit the rim. Great job by David George on that. But a well-officiated game today. Yoon, the step back. Not that time. And Foster collects the board. Lane Cable got fouled by Yoon. And that'll be 1 plus the bonus for Hayden Lane Cable. My friend, have you ever dined at the Copper Kettle in Morristown?
Absolutely. Wait a minute. Do I get looking like this and think I have a slim?
My only question was, had you been to Morristown or not? That was the only question I had.
I have visited just about every restaurant in the state of Indiana and maybe all 50 states of the union.
That is the Lane Cable Family Restaurant. It is a tremendous place to eat.
I have been there. Yes, it is delicious.
A rare miss for Hayden from the free throw line. Hubbard. Blocked by Wiley, and they're going to get Wiley on the foul. That'll be his 5th, so Wiley is done for the day.
Mooresville has a lot of good restaurants.
So Hubbard to shoot 2. Goldman will come back in for the final 53 seconds. Good minutes for Wiley in the second half.
Yeah, I absolutely agree.
Great ad. Guys like Tyree Johnson, Christian Stewart elect to come back for their kind of 5th year, that bonus year after COVID last year. But Cam Walter did their top scorer from Fishers High School. Wiley has kind of come in and, again, he's not the same type of player, but he's kind of replaced that piece of the puzzle for Marian.
Boy, Hubbard's going to finish with a really nice offensive game here tonight.
I said earlier, he's going to get his. I mean, in terms of, you can put him down for about 25, 26 tonight, which is what he's got. He's going to exit now. The question is, again, is where else does the offense come from? And again, without Fuhrman today, that became an even tougher hill to climb. And again, this score almost matches up identically with the last time they played. It was 67-52 when they played on December the 4th. Gizzy with a lane, and Yoon got the block, but Gizzy able to track it back down. Shot clock at 12. Nice move by Max, just left it short. Whitaker on the crash. Taylor will track it down. There'll be just one more shot, maybe 2 in this game, and that'll be that. Niehaus no, Yoon missed it. And Gizzy can simply walk in the front court, take the air out of the basketball, and that's exactly what he is going to do. It's a 1-point game at halftime. Marian jumped out to a 20-3 advantage to start the half, and this game was never in doubt from that point in time on. Final score today, Marian 67, Taylor 54. Jan, your final thoughts.
Well, I just thought the physical play of Marian come out at halftime completely changed the complexity of this game. They turned defense into offense, and they got comfortable, and then just really, I thought, played solid in that second half.
Tremendous job by our ISC Sports Network crew. We've got one more game for you coming up in less than 3 hours. Pike and Zionsville. You can catch that on ISC and in Indianapolis on My Indy TV. Channel 23. Next time we'll have the Knights. It'll be February the 8th when they play host to St. Francis. Tip-off time is at 7 o'clock. Goodbye from Marian. Thanks for joining us for Marian basketball on ISC.
Still waiting? You could have been seen by an orthopedic specialist at Ortho Indy Urgent Care. Avoid the wait, cost, and drama of the ER. Ortho Indy Urgent Care. Orthopedic care without the drama. Find a location near you.
I have so much support from my advisors.
The nursing program is why I chose Marian.
I'm studying to be a teacher.
I chose Marian for the business program.
Marian University, an exceptional education and an unforgettable experience. Apply